Thanks for clicking on the video. Like, subscribe, and share if you find this useful or interesting. So last time I said we were going to work on caps for this object that we made, but in the picture for the video I showed this, and I realized I kind of made a trap for myself because I wanted to have a neat picture for the video, and so I decided to show this, but then I didn't show you how to actually model it. So instead I'm going to talk about it a little bit right now. What I did here is I copy pasted two of these patches, and then I mapped the beginning layout of the second one, which is right here, to the end of the first one, which is right here. And then I was able to make these blends. And this is a really powerful concept that will come back later, and this is not a lie, although the video was a little bit of a bait and switch, and I apologize for that. I'm just going to tell you about it as a preview because this is a very powerful concept that we will use with Silk. But if all you want is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sections in your patch, this is not the best way to go about it. This is 2 independent groups of 3 sections that have been matched at one of their sections. And three of the layouts are defined in a coordinate system that is based on this object, and then the next 3, let me turn off perspective here, and then the next 3 are defined in a coordinate section at this layer. This makes sense if you have fairly independent designs and you want to articulate them. Like for example, you want to make this into an arm. This could be the upper arm, and this could be the lower arm, or this could be one knuckle of a finger, and this could be the next knuckle of a finger. That would be a time where it would make sense to organize things in that manner. You would want a local coordinate system here, and you would want a local coordinate system here, and it would be worth the effort to join them right here. But if all you want is one patch that has 5 different sections, it's much, much, much better to simply make one of these objects and give it more sections so that everything is in the same coordinate system. But the concept of joining the patches is something that we're going to use. For example, when we make a patch, when we make a cap right here on top and on the bottom, we're going to use the mechanism that I used here. And it won't be as confusing with the coordinate system change, because when we're working on the cap right here, it will make just as much sense to be in the coordinate system of this layout as it is to have these curves in that coordinate system. That makes sense locally. So what did I do here to join these two? I took advantage of the fact that in each of these patches, I had already set up all the grids, all the edge grids to blend, including some of them that were going across the bottom section, you see right here, and some of them that go across the top section right here. So when I wanted to make the edge blend right here, this guy here, I already had the 2 pieces of the original surfaces that I could blend together. And that's what I did right here. In my joint blend, I have joint blend grids, and I created the joint blend edge grids. Let me turn off all those pieces now that I've shown you where they came from. Okay, so I had all those pieces. These are the surfaces I had from the copy paste, and I also had the little pieces of the grid. So it was easy to join them in pairs and create the edge blend grids. Let me turn this on, turn this off, turn this off. So I created these edge blend grids very easily between the 2 sections, and that allowed me to create the edge blend surfaces. Once I had the edge blend surfaces, both the new ones and the pre-existing ones right here, then I was able to create all the joint subgrids, right? So This grid here is made from this new piece and this old piece. This grid here is made from this new piece and this old piece. And once I had all the joint subgrids, I could make the full grids, and so I could make all the surfaces. Once I had all the surfaces, I just made a new whole object. So we're going to use this concept at many stages, but what I did here really belongs in a much more complex object. Like if you really wanted something that was articulate, so different parts of an arm, different parts of a finger, or attaching an arm to a torso, attaching a neck to a torso, or things of that nature. And yeah, it allowed me to create very quickly a very neat image that I used in the video. I'm sorry that was a little bit of a bait and switch. What we really need to do right now, and by the way, you see there's a little bit of, it looks like there's an apparent change right here because the highlight's not the same. That's due to the color. If I turn on the curves workbench, come on. I love you, curves workbench. Take a little while to load. Okay, and then I turn on the zebra tool. See that there is no specific problem in this area. It's just a different color gives you a different highlight. All right, I'm not going to go crazy like last time, but you can see there's no discontinuity. There's no particular discontinuity here. This blend, that's the tricky part that I don't want to get into right now. This blend behaves exactly like the other blends, but the way the model is structured really wants these two things to be independent with their all local coordinate system. So if all you want is just more sections in your patch, don't do it like this. Just make one patch like this one and just build more sections. And right now it's painful, but I'm going to write a tool where you just create a new section from your utilities, place it where you want, and then I'll give you a tool to click this loop right here, click this loop up here, and boom, it'll spit out 4 more surfaces and all the various knickknacks that you need to blend, okay? But the concept is very useful. We're not gonna build up this patch forever. I didn't want to close that file, but it doesn't matter because there was no changes in it. All right, so next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cap these ends to see how that works. All right, catch you next time.